Here is Change Your Life with Pastor Paul B. Mitchell.
Hi, I'm Paul B. Mitchell. Thank you for tuning in. This morning, say amen. Bow your heads with me. Father, your word is already anointed. It is my flesh that needs you now. Grant me grace and liberty, I pray, in this house. In Jesus' name. Somebody say, amen. Please be seated in the presence of the Lord. You know what I'm saying, man? My leg is still messed up, man. It's hard to walk around outside, so you got to just deal with me sitting in this chair. You know what I'm saying, man? So what a week. A lot of shit going on. And I guess the very interesting stories popping up. This woman running for Congress who's a Q fan, a Q supporter, Q talker. And it's not just interesting that she's running. Her name is Marjorie Greene. Marjorie Greene, I believe it's in Georgia. And she's running for Congress. Not only is she running for Congress, but she's likely to win. And she's an adamant Q supporter, believes that Hillary Clinton has bodies in the bag. She's vocal about it, right? It's a great story, right? So look at that. I think I mentioned it the other day. Look at Hampton rich. Oh God, the rich. Oh, they're suffering in the Hamptons. They're suffering. Julia Koch. You remember Edward Koch? Is that this guy's name? Yeah. David Koch died. David Koch of the infamous wealthy billionaire Koch brothers croaked, and left Julia Flesher. Julia Koch, Koch, left her $50 billion. $50 billion. So we're going to take a sneak peek at how the rich are living in the Hamptons right now. You feel real bad, right? You feel bad for them, right? Oh, so they're holed up in the Hamptons? Yeah, okay. You wait till you check this out. There's a very also interesting. The Pentagon establishes a new task force to investigate UFOs. Fucking in the age of Trump, we've got Space Force, and we have the Pentagon establishing a whole task force just for UFOs. Antifa still on the rise. Antifa rioters stormed through Seattle in Night of Mayhem. Look at some of that stuff too. And what else is going on in the world? Black Lives Matter still kicking it. And there's you always say follow the money. Right? So Black Lives Matter groups are multiplying and competing for donations. Ooh, look at that. See where the money's coming from. I know everybody says, it's the deep state. The deep state, it's Soros. It's Mossad. Mossad, right? Mossad is funding Black Lives Matter. Who fuck knows, man? We'll take a look at it. And this a very, 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 very interesting story. The chick from InfoWars, the correspondent, her name is Millie Vanilli? No, Millie Weaver. Millie Weaver, please come to the information desk. You've lost your car keys. Millie Weaver. Right? So Millie Weaver is jailed for, now the theory is that she's jailed because of a video that she made. A Shadowgate video. We'll look at that, but that's not what the courts are saying. They're saying that robbery, domestic violence, charges, other charges, more charges. And they got her locked up till Monday. So being held until at least Monday. Weaver. Millie Weavy. It's a Weavy or Weaver? Weaver. It's not Weavy, dude. It's Weaver. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Good morning, Bill West is here. Truth and politics are here. Vinny DiMartini on the wrench. Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick in the chat, and you will not get timed out. We will not have to sideline you. Robert B. What's up, Robert B.? Brad from Carolina. What's up, Brad? How are you, man? Jim Gerard. All the regulars. We have regulars here today. George's son, Russian bot, anonymous, and thanks, man. Thanks everybody for joining me, man. Thank you. Thank yourselves. Thank you for being part of this amazing quest into the truth. Now, I've always said, right, there's a lot of my detractors, the people that hate me. I did the LARPville, LARP jerk-offs, right? And people in mainstream media like the New York Post, they want to fucking break my legs when I walk onto the property, right? When I walk in the street, they want to break my legs. And I've always said that all you have to do is stay to a very, very basic concept. All right, to prevail in YouTube land or this new media, press, whatever we want to call it, the way to prevail is to stay to a very simple fact, within a very simple box, and that is the truth. Right? That's all I do. That's all I believe. That's all I think. I don't think that there's any harm in one person being influenced by the world and speaking his mind openly, honestly, and without hesitation. And that is the truth, right? I'm not always right. I'm far from right. I didn't say I was always right. I said I was always truthful as far as I can tell. I don't make up shit. That's the claim. That's my claim to fame. So good morning, everybody. Enough about me. Sorry about that. And so while you're here, and thank you for joining me, I go to my website, marcusconte.com, spelt the way it sounds, marcusconte.com. Go over there. And I got this feature article, this get your white privilege out of here case. That's exclusive here at Marcus Conte. A lawsuit pending against the Brooklyn Hospital Center. You could watch that video. It's there is activity. I don't want to give it away, but there is activity behind the scenes right now, and I'll have a lot more. I'll have a lot more to say about that as we move forward. You can, in the meantime, read my rebuttal, read their answer. Good stuff right there. Go to BitChute, and look at all the deleted YouTube videos. I found all the Dopey Dave videos. I stuck them up there, man. If you're interested, you remember the Dopey Dave fucking crazy shit, right? I was mentioned a couple of times. So I was collecting those videos. And, you know what I'm saying? I collected all these Dopey Dave videos. And so I put them up. I hope the fucking whoever Dopey Dave is doesn't come at me, you know what I mean, and strike it down. But they deleted them off YouTube, so I'm actually doing you a favor, Dave, by putting it up, Dopey. And you know what I'm saying. So if you want to watch those lost videos of the LARPers, go click on deleted YouTube videos on BitChute. Also, become a Patreon of this channel. That's how I make it happen, through PayPal, by clicking the tip jar, or becoming a one-time contributor, becoming an ongoing contributor, one time to the tip jar, and ongoing through Patreon. So thank you for joining me. So here we are today. We're going to talk about those stories, and here she is. Her name is Marjorie Greene, and for Congress, right? Can she win? I don't know. We'll get to that story in a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. La 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 la. Dead air. Dead air. I learned that in music. Never let dead air. So let's start here. This is a fascinating story. Julia Fletcher Koch, New York's richest woman, has turned into a hermit in the Hamptons. Ooh, you feel bad for her, right? She's a hermit. She's living in a little box in the Hamptons, right? Wait till you see her house. So this woman right here, 57-year-old, with its 7-bedroom tennis court and seaside pool, Julia Koch's $18.8 million mansion on Southampton's so-called Billionaire Lane, also home to Calvin Klein and other character character Bobby. Look, Billionaire Row. What else? Billionaire Lane in the Hamptons. This lady's all holed up. Oh, here's her darling daughter, former Koch family bodyguard. Oh, this is the bodyguard. Oh. So the Koch guy died. Remember Dave Koch died? Why am I talking about this? I just really wanted to show you her house. So there she is, and that's the Koch guy. That's David Koch. Worth billions and billions of dollars. Something like $47 billion, I think she's worth. $43.9 billion net worth. Wow. So, you know, a $100 million home, or not even, an $18 million home, is a spit in the bucket to these people. It's a spit in the bucket. $47 billion net worth. What else does she own? So there she is. She's at Lincoln Center. They renamed Lincoln Center the New York State Theater after David Koch, because he gave $100 million to, I think, Juilliard, or gave it to Lincoln Center after a $100 million donation. She also maintains a $40 million townhouse on 76th Street and Park Avenue. And there's her home. She also has a $17 million duplex on 740 Park Avenue. Just the sheer wealth. But here's the real one. Look at this. So while you're all holed up, right? You talk about income and wealth inequality. While you're all holed up in your little room, right? In your little bedroom, right? Or wherever the fuck you are, in your house, in your little house, your falling apart house. Right? Piece of shit apartment, jammed up in New York City with no backyard, like I am. Right? Look at the fucking property these people have. Look at this, man. Look at the house. The pool. They got a hoop. God damn it, she's got a hoop in her backyard. I bet she never shot a freaking hoop. I bet she never shot a ball in that hoop. I would bet $100 that Julia Koch never picked up the basketball and flung it in that hoop. I don't know how we'd ever prove it, but I would place a significant bet. $100 for me is a lot. Right? I'd bet $100. Now look, also, she's on the beach. They cut the shot, but there's a private fucking beach. It looks like a little bit of a golf course too, a little piece of a golf course and a drive-in, and you see a guy in a suit with a gun protecting the good. This is just obscene. It's obscene income and wealth inequality. Obscene. So, oh, what's this? This is her Palm Beach home for $10 million. They have houses all over the place. They got 100 of these things all over the world. Wherever they go, they just have houses. How do you lose money when you have all those homes? You don't. You just keep buying shit, right? Crazy, man. Just crazy. Am I jealous? No, I'm not jealous. That's not the right way to frame it. It's not jealousy to look at obscene income and wealth inequality in this country and say, we have to do something about it. There's something wrong with the system. I changed the system so that all of the wealth, 80% of all new wealth goes to the top 1%. That's not fair. And here you got the Koch brothers who buy Congress. They own, I don't know, the other brother is still alive. The other Koch is still alive. But it's just obscene wealth. So here's another story. Pentagon establishes new task force to investigate UFOs. Oh, look at this girl. Who's that? Who's the chick with the bass? Who's the hot chick with the bass? Oh, yeah, motherfucker. Oh, yeah, I love it, man. I fucking love it. I don't know what that is. She's hot. Fender yell. See, I got sucked into an ad. Pentagon establishes new task force to investigate UFOs. Really? I thought we had something like that. Or I thought UFOs are a figment of our imagination. Are they? The Pentagon, under growing pressure from Congress, said Friday it has established a new high-level body to investigate reports of unidentified aerial phenomena, following multiple incidences in recent years of UFOs reportedly intruding into military airspace. Do we believe in UFOs? Do we believe in unidentified flying objects? Yes. Do we believe that they are aliens invading our property? Very, very high technology that comes into our atmosphere and takes pictures of us and flies around using magnetic waves and it's silent stealth. Do we believe it? Do you believe it? I don't know. Do you? Let's see. Let's take a survey in the chat. How many people are in the chat? So we got 59 people in the chat. 59 people. Give me if you believe. Now listen carefully. I'm going to phrase the question. Number one, if you believe that UFOs, unidentified flying objects, are in fact not just any old flying object that can't be identified, because that's a gray area, because we experiment with all kinds of shit. China experiments, Russia experiments. So there could be unidentified flying objects all over the atmosphere. It doesn't mean that it's an alien. How many people believe that UFOs are in fact alien intruders on Earth, in our atmosphere, that have intruded us? One is that you believe that they are in fact aliens, and two, you think it's a crock of shit, or you think it's mostly our own unidentified flying objects. It's like Russia, or just people experimenting. So one is you believe, and two, you don't believe. Mostly ones. Cool, man. Cool. I don't know. I don't know what Bill West says too. Keep it simple too. UFOs are real. That's not a one or a two. Two's all right, mixed crowd. One, they are angels of light. A lot of ones, a lot of twos. Yeah, all right, mixed crowd. Wow, I didn't know that. I would say, I guess I got a vote too. I would say because of, until further investigation, I will have to give it a 2. I will have to give it a 2 at this point, because there's no. I mean, I need to see like a fucking green guy, with with a head that's like an orange or something, like a fucking, like a, like a pyramid or something. Capture something, right? Some legitimate video or some legitimate, bio capture, like catch an arm or a leg or something. Give me something. You got to give me something to believe. I can't just, it's like religion, it's blind faith, and I don't have any of that. Right? I don't believe in any of that shit. I don't believe in what I can't experience for myself. And I've never experienced UFOs. Now, are we too primitive to understand them? There is some truth to that we're unable to comprehend what exactly it is. That our intelligence isn't advanced enough. Yeah, we have, cool phones, and we can talk online and stream and all that shit. But we could be, we're not that much smarter than the pig or the cow or the horse or the bird. And then on that note, there could be very, very, very higher intelligences that we're just not able to comprehend. Do you think that the dog and the cow and the horse knows just how much smarter we are than they are? And that's arguable too. Are we really smarter? Can we survive like they can survive with nothing? I don't know. It's just it's a crazy subject. But anyway, so Antifa, other news. Antifa rioters, they're still there, although they got shut down here in New York. Oh, I did see something. I'll tell you. Before I get to talk to these guys, because I don't know if they watch or not, but I did see in Washington Square Park, I did see several of the Black Lives Matter Antifa members, because they got evicted out of Occupy City Hall downtown. They got shut down over there. I did see several of them starting to take up occupancy, at least in the daytime, because I don't go there at night, but at least in the daytime, I did see a few of them laying around Washington Square Park. Now, a lot of their Black Lives Matter rhetoric, so it plays into the notion that they moved on to the next gig, but not in this crazy place called Seattle, Washington. Antifa rioters stormed through Seattle in night of mayhem, while police do nothing. Wow, so police are doing nothing. I like Antifa. I like that they're aggressive and vocal, and they don't take no shit from anybody, man. They voice their opinion, and if you don't like it, go fuck yourself, man. We'll burn your city. We'll smash your windows. We'll take your daughter and make her one of us. Right? Antifa don't fuck around, right? And Q too. I mean, I have respect for these organizations that get onward. Should Antifa have a voice in Congress? I think so. Yeah, I think one of those knuckleheads should run for a seat in Congress. Run in Seattle where you can win. But they're not there yet, right? Once you start running, we'll find out for sure where the money is, right? Or who cares, really? Because if you can get a seat and voice these opinions in Congress, someone will give you $2 million, $5 million, $7 million. If it's Senate, maybe $30 million, you could win. Right? Just like the woman, I believe in more voices. I believe in that. Even if I don't agree with the voice, I believe the voice should be heard. What's the big deal? One Antifa seat out of 430 House seats, one Senate Antifa seat out of 100 senators, one QAnon. So what? So what? Have it, right? So roving gangs of Antifa. Because I believe, Marcus Conte believes in the Constitution of the United States of America. I believe in our system. I believe in the House of Representatives, the Senate. I believe in 535, right? Congress and Senate, right? I believe in the executive branch. I believe in the legislative branch, the legal. But I don't believe in the people that are there. I believe we have a system. I think the Founding Fathers set it up properly, how we can amend the Constitution, a Constitution at the highest level of everything, and that constitution has been replaced by big banks and corporate money, and those, right, rather than Congress influencing us, we are influenced by big banks and big money. Right? So although I believe in the system, I think that the system itself is deeply corrupted and can be fixed. It can be brought back to base by getting rid of all of the Congress, all of the Senate, and the executive branch, and maybe even the Supreme Court, and start over with, people that matter, people that voice the voice of the people. People that voice the voice of the people is what we need to move the ball forward. So roving gangs of Antifa rioters spent Friday evening rampaging through the streets of Seattle, with police often nowhere to be found. Video shared by journalist Andy Nong shows mobs of individuals clad in black destroying property, smashing windows, and spray painting anything in sight, all with impunity. Marauding Antifa black bloc in Seattle smashed up property as they march around the city. People watch in disbelief. No police. Some protesters carried shields emblazed with the slogan, "Fuck the police! Fuck the police!" Ordinary Seattleites witnessed the chaos, mostly stood in silent disbelief. All right, so here's the mayor, Jenny Durkin. Where are you, Jenny? Hey, Jenny. Excuse me, Jenny. They're tearing the joint up. All right, why don't you come out? Come out, wherever you are, Jenny. Hey, Jenny. So real shit going on. We are determined that the mayor commit to the distribution of $100 million through the participation of budget process. We are experts on what will keep us safe, what will make us whole. We live this, we breathe this, and unfortunately we have died because of this. That's what Black Lives Matter is asking for. $100 million. Let me see if I got that right. The mayhem comes while various Black Lives Matter groups have continued to insist on ever greater concessions from lawmakers. Two local activist organizations have now demanded the Seattle mayor set aside $100 million for minority communities to explore alternative police models. Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, we'll give you $100 million. $100 million to Black Lives Matter to piss away and shit away. Yeah, right. So, nonetheless, the nonsense rages on. Oh, look at this. A wild boar stole nudist laptop. Met its demise. Oh, my God. Look at this guy. Put your pants on, man. Put your fucking pants. It's a nudist colony, and one pig stole the other pig's hamburger, right? There's sandwiches in there. Look at this guy, man. Look at this guy. Some people, why do you have to have your clothes off when you look like that? Why don't you lose some fucking weight, man? Look at a gut. Look at a gut. So that's just a ridiculous story. New York Post. What the hell are you doing to me? You're making me look at this crap. So more on Black Lives Matter, and then we'll move along. What's up, everybody? Good morning, man. Good morning. It's a slow news day today, so we're just chilling like Bob Dylan here in the chat, man. We're chilling like Bob Dylan. What else we got? What else we got today? Yeah, so you know what I'm saying, man? It's a slow morning. Black Lives Matter groups are multiplying and competing for donations. Ooh, I thought there was only one Black Lives Matter. Different groups competing for donations? What donations? Money is flowing into Black Lives Matter? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought all the free stuff, the food and the water that follows them around at every rally, I thought that falls from the sky. I thought that was UFOs that brought that down. I thought that was aliens just dropping it from the sky. It's donations. Oh. The Black Lives Matter movement has sparked an outpour of more than $1 billion in corporate giving. Whoa. and launched a wild scramble for the cash among a dozen Black Lives Matter groups scattered across the country. Yeah, they'll wind up shooting each other. If you're wondering what the violence is within, when you see motherfuckers getting shot, when they start shooting each other, that's money. Right? They're fighting over money. Now, I can't prove that. I'm just talking shit right now. I'm just talking smack. But that's a theory that when you start to see inner violence, inner bickering, it's over the money. Right? Some are for-profit, some are non-profit, but all are positioned to claim big bucks in corporate pledges from companies such as, look at this, Bank of America, Walmart, and Facebook have given millions of dollars, upwards of $1 billion, to Black Lives Matter. Wow. I think I'm going to start my own, man. What about White Lives Matter? What about white privilege is a farce, is bullshit? Why don't we start a group, right? Why don't we start a group and make some money, man? Because, that's all it's really about, right? If you make money, if you got money coming in, then you're important, and then you are somebody, right? Is that the metric we have in the country? The more money you have, the more money that pours in, the more you are, the more of a person you are because of your bank account. That's our metric. That's the American metric. Money. How much money you got? Not how well you craft a song or what truth you spew to enlighten people, or what kind of medical breakthrough you make because it was the right thing to do. No, how much fucking money do you have? How much money do you have? So, four of these organizations are already in trouble with the IRS, according to public records. They show Black Lives Matter charities in New York, Vermont, Florida, South Carolina, have their nonprofit status revoked by the IRS for failing to file annual reports. So they're morons too. They're getting all this money and then they don't file taxes. Right? They're also confused among the groups, along with a lack of transparency. Robert Ray Barnes, a music producer from California, incorporated Black Lives Matter Foundation in California in 2015, more than a year before Black Lives Matter Global Network. The self-styled leader of the movement was founded as a for-profit firm in Delaware. 67 years old. The charity took in $279,000. He spent $189,000. It's probably legitimate. Right? He paid himself $25,000 for doing what he's got to do. But workers at Apple, Microsoft, Dropbox, and Google halted their plans to give more than $4 billion to Barnes Group through online charity platforms last month after BuzzFeed reported the nonprofit did not represent the Black Lives Matter movement. Wow. So before BuzzFeed blew the whistle on this guy saying that he doesn't really represent them, Apple, Microsoft, Dropbox, and Google were ready to shell out $4 million to these guys. That's obscene. That's just obscene amounts of money. $4 million. It's not $1 billion, but it's $4 million. So what? I don't even know what this is about anymore, right? So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this lady. So here she is, right? What is this? Oh yeah, this is. Let's talk about Millie Weaver. Millie Weaver, right? So there's this documentary out, right? I don't know what it is. I'll be honest. I didn't watch the documentary, but let's listen a little bit. Let's just listen to some of this. Drain the swamp, motherfucker. So apparently this woman got arrested. She's in jail right now until Monday.
What if I were to tell you that a small group of government contractors were hired by government officials to frame the Trump campaign, set him up for the Russia collusion investigation?
I would say you're 100% right, Millie.
Provided witnesses for the impeachment hearings, and provided administrative support services to the Department of Justice during the Mueller investigation. And what if it just so happened that this same group of contractors are behind the fake news in mainstream media, influence operations on social media, and the civil unrest nationwide pushing the defund the police movement. The Obamagate.
It's all connected. What she's saying is, if you want to look at it through the lens of conspiracy theory, you could say it's like that, but it's actually very cut and dry. It's just follow the money. Yes, large corporations and big banks have an interest in all the things you're talking about. Do they control the media? Yeah. Do they fund Black Lives Matter and radical groups? Yeah. We just saw the evidence. Is any of this speculation? No. It's just that my issue with InfoWars and people like Millie Millie Weaver, whatever her name is that they try to weave it into some kind of higher conspiracy theory when the facts are on the ground. I like reporting like from the gray zone, very, very simple, very. This is what corporations are. This is how the money flows. This is how they buy off the politicians. This is how they pay to kill people and such. So it's not really, the point is this Shadowgate is probably a very good documentary, and I will watch it. It's an hour and 20 minutes.
Scandal.
But it's not that obscure, it's not that opaque. It's not that hard to understand.
Only scratches the surface.
You mentioned shock value, that is shocking what the Russians did. I agree, we need to stop it.
I know that now based on the Horowitz report.
I'm not saying that you lied to the court. I'm saying you signed something that was a lie.
Is Lindsey Graham on the take? Does Lindsey Graham have his donors that he has to satisfy? And yes, of course, they all do. That's the point. It goes back to my initial, complaint or statement that you got to get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of House, all of Senate, right? The executive branch. Start over. You got to clean out all the crooked judges all across the country, right? Supreme Court, you might be able to leave that, but for the most part, we've got big problems. So that's who she is. If you want to watch the video, I'll drop the link. It's here, and I'm sure it's elsewhere. It's called Shadowgate, the documentary. The deep state arrested Millie Weaver for releasing. So I guess that's it. There's the link if you want to watch it. So who is she? InfoWars correspondent arrested on robbery. Now, that accusation in the title, is that true? The documentary, The Deep State Arrested Millie Weaver for Releasing. Where's your evidence? Where's your proof? Where is your proof? She has a GoFundMe page. Demon Rat Prosecutor that had Millie arrested. So is there evidence that says this video is the reason why these characters arrested her? Let's read this article from Cleveland.com. That's all I got right now for it. InfoWars correspondent arrested on robbery, domestic violence, and domestic violence in Portage County. Oh, that's a little different than documentary filmmaker. So let's read. Let's read. Cleveland, Ohio. A correspondent for InfoWars, the far-right website that peddles debunked conspiracy theories and fringe political commentary, yeah, they do a little bit of that, was arrested on Friday at a house in Portage County after a grand jury handed up a secret indictment charging her with robbery and domestic violence, according to officials. Portage County jail staff on Saturday confirmed that Millicent Millie Weaver, 29 years old, is being held on charges of robbery, tampering with evidence, obstructing justice, and domestic violence. Her boyfriend, 45, Gavin Wintz, is also being held on the same charges. Both are being held until a Monday morning arraignment hearing where a common pleas court judge will set bond. So she's being held without bail until Monday. Calls to the Portage County Sheriff's Office seeking information about the charges were not returned. Weaver broadcast a portion of her arrest on social media. A deputy can be heard in a video telling her that a grand jury indicted her as he asked dispatchers to send another car to an address on Yale Road in Diamond, where records show Wentz owns a home. So I didn't see any video floating around. InfoWars was founded by Alex Jones, a gavel voiced radio host. Wow, that hurts to do. A gavel voiced radio host who's known for advancing false claims. That's kind of what he sounds like. Including that the 12/12 school shooting. Oh, wow. So she's saying that. All right, so they're bashing InfoWars. Now, did I watch this video? I imagine it's pretty good. It looks like it's cut together very well. So, Shadowgate, if you're
Talk about a cover story. What really happened is much more alarming. Both parties
accessed Senator McCain's passport file.
Emails. A couple days after that, the now
Brzezinski, Jimmy Carter's national.
All right, so she's weaving some conspiracy theories. Whoop-de-doo. So we'll follow that, I guess. We'll see what happens. And here's the most interesting part of this. So QAnon, the week QAnon went mainstream. This is the New York Times reporting. All right, it's slanted. I know. But a supporter of the dangerous conspiracy theory is most likely headed to Congress. Wow, she's going to win. The social media platforms have some soul searching to do. Oh, do they really, New York Times? Do they really? For almost 3 years, I've wondered when the QAnon tipping point would arrive. The time when a critical mass of Americans would come to regard the sprawling pro-Trump conspiracy theory not merely as a sideshow, but as a legitimate threat to safety and even democracy. Ooh, see that was the thing with QAnon. Would it fall by the wayside? Would it crash and burn and go away, or would it be propelled into the mainstream consciousness? Now, I didn't know. I thought I guess I did think that QAnon would eventually fizzle out and go away, but it didn't. And now you have a congresswoman running, a potential congresswoman running in the good state of Georgia for the seat. Rome, Georgia. There have been plenty of potential wake-up calls, among them a 2018 standoff at the Hoover Dam with a QAnon believer, the 2019 murder of the Gambino crime family boss, that's Frankie Cali, by a QAnon supporter, Anthony Camillo. I cover that story extensively, exclusively here on this channel. I've been to the court. I've heard the testimony from the accused, from Anthony Camillo. I was in the audience. I was in the courtroom watching his confessions to the NYPD, or actually the New Jersey police over there, whoever they are. I was there. I saw it. I heard it. Right? It's real. Right? He believes in his heart of hearts. He's still in court. That case is still pending, right? So was that a wake-up call? No, not really. Maybe, I don't know. We still haven't seen. See, I don't think, and I've always said about the Camillo case, the QAnon killer, as I call him, is that I don't think that he was as influenced by Q as he was influenced by online grifters. People like the criminal, that I keep talking about, Thomas Schoenberger, or his buddy, Dave Acton. Those kind of people that creep up on people and get into their lives and stay in their lives. Those kind of kooks, those kind of psychopathic, criminally insane characters get around a guy like Anthony Camillo, who doesn't really know what's going on. And he's then influenced and extorted and blackmailed into doing their dirty work. Now, what is the motive behind the psychopath, LARPer characters that influence guys like this? I don't know. Is it money? Did they get paid? Who knows? There's no evidence of any money changing hands. There is evidence of insanity, right? Crazy, unsubstantiated behavior. Right? So that's my only issue with Q. That's always been my issue with Q. That the Q phenomena, in my view, is bullshit. It's mediocre, rehashed stupid news sprinkled in with psychic predictions. And so what? Right? The only lie there is that it's Trump doing it. It's Trump's people. Can that be proven? Can that be substantiated? Hell fucking no. And because it's so popular, Trump would probably take credit for it anyway. But is QAnon? I forgot the point I was trying to make is that is QAnon in itself a bad thing and a drain a drain on the internet? I don't really know. I don't really think so. But I do think that the million vulnerable people that follow it, every once in a while, a couple of grifters will get in there and turn it violent. Right? That's always what happens. It's usually less than 2% of the kooks doing all the damage. Is it a bad thing to imagine that Trump is QAnon? No, not really. It's a little stupid. It's a little naive. Is it bad to think that QAnon has a shoe-in to insider information? I guess not. I think it's like fantasy football. That's all it is. It's like you want the inside scoop. So this QAnon lady, but it seems the true tipping point came this week. First, the report from Irie San and Brady blah 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 from the NBC News about an internal Facebook investigation that gives the first glimpse into the size of QAnon's online footprint. The investigation found millions of members across thousands of QAnon groups and pages. So that's pretty big, man. This was, and they're all online. That's the thing, right? They seem to have a larger presence than they actually do because they're all online. Everybody on QAnon's online. They're not talking to each other by phone or out in the street. It's all connected online. So when you're online, the presence seems way bigger than it actually could be or actually is. But it turns out it is in the millions. This was followed by a Guardian investigation that found more than 170 QAnon groups, pages, and accounts across Facebook. I just read that. With more than 4.5 million aggregated followers. 4.5 million people. Then on Tuesday, Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Republican from Georgia, who has been vocal in her support of QAnon, won a primary runoff. In recently uncovered blog posts, Ms. Greene said that Hillary Clinton had a kill list. Now, you got to love that, right? If this lady gets into Congress, she believes that Hillary Clinton, like we all believe, has a kill list. The body bag, the Clinton body bag, of course, of political enemies. She has a kill list of political enemies, Hillary does, and questioned whether the 2017 Las Vegas mass shooting was orchestrated in a bid to overturn the Second Amendment. I know a lot of people believe that. Given the deeply Republican makeup of Miss Greene's district, she is widely expected to be elected to Congress in November. Wow. Congratulations, man. Wow. You got to watch that election. When on November, that's going to be one of the hottest elections to watch. Right? This week's news is a sign of QAnon's increasing influence in American culture and political life. What started as a niche web of disproved predictions by an anonymous individual has metastasized into a movement that is now too big to be ignored. It's been too big to be ignored for a long time. New York Times. The recent news also feels like a clear example of the real-world consequences of our broken information ecosystem. So I'm not going to look too much more at that. I think I got all the stories. Did I say everything I wanted to say? Did I say everything we need to hear today? I think we do. So Mark Conte reporting. I'm gonna leave it there. I'll leave it there. I'll rest my case today. And as I said, next week is going to be rather interesting with this case, the case of Marcus Conte versus the Brooklyn Hospital Center, the case of the racist man who attacked me on the promenade of the hospital while I was doing my very, very extensive report into morgues into freezer trucks on the property. Was it racist? Is it okay for a black man to accuse a white person of privilege while he's on the job, while he's at a public hospital doing his job? Shouldn't he shut his hole and just say, "Excuse me, sir, you're not allowed to videotape here. Can you kindly leave the premises?" No, get your white privilege out of here. Is that okay to say? Is it okay to kick somebody off of their property based on race? We are gonna find out. I told you 3.5 months ago that we shall find out. Now, will the New York State Division of Human Rights do the right thing? We are rooting for you. New York State Division of Human Rights, we are rooting for you. We hope that you will deliver. We hope here at MarcusConte.com and on YouTube, we hope that you, and not just because some of us are white, it's because it's the right thing to do. We hope that you will deliver us a decision of probable cause that we can have a hearing. We're not asking right away. We're asking for you to have a legitimate hearing, not just a snap decision. Because if that's what happened, you're forcing us to continue all the way up to the Supreme Court, all the way, appeal. All right? It's going to take a while, but we'll do it. We will do it. Enter it in New York State Court and appeal, and New York, because you're leaving us no other alternative, right? And I don't think you guys are going to do that because it's so obvious. It's so obvious with direct evidence on the table that the man said what he said. Is it a racial slur? Get your white privilege out of here, right? White privilege, is it compatible with the N-word? Get your N-word out of here. Get your N-word ass out of here. Is it the same? I argue that it is the same. And you have to argue and convince me that it's not, and why. Why isn't it? Because it's the same, right? It's categorizing, and all of this would be nothing if just two people were arguing in the street. It would be nothing. But here's a hospital worker denying a member of the press an accommodation. He's doing his job. The member of the press is walking around the parameters of the hospital doing his job, and is singled out for his whiteness to get his ass out of there. Right? That's the difference. See, there's a big difference, right? So anyway, man. So Marcus Conte reporting. Thank you all for joining me in the chat. Thank you for a kind of a low energy Sunday. You know what I like to do on Sunday? I listen to a lot of AM radio, but on Sunday here in New York, they play back all the fake news clips from Meet the Press and Face the Nation. Those are unbearable to watch for me. To sit and watch Chuck Todd spew his bullshit is unbearable. But when I'm walking around, I find it funny. If I'm stretching or if I'm on a bike, if I'm riding a bike, I'll listen to it in AM radio, and I don't have to see his face. So Sunday is an excellent time. If you're in the New York City area, listen to Bloomberg Radio, and you can hear those arguments and see what's going on. Aaron Brooks, thank you for joining me. Anonymous, Bebop Bill West, Chris Milk in the house. Chris Milk in the house. Everybody in the house. Gil Cage, Corporate Jack, Christian Stage Wrangler. Me So Hungry. No censorship. I agree, no censorship. Robert B. Sassafras. Skito Kukakaran. Skiko Kako Kakaran. Thank you everybody for sharing. If I missed your name, that's because I don't know. I don't get the whole picture. Piece of shit. Laura Loomer is being mentioned in the chat. Loomer is a piece of shit. Yeah, she's a cunt. She's a Laura Loomer. If Laura Loomer wins, that's a disgrace because she's just an irritating cunt. Laura Loomer. I have no respect for her. None at all. She's just a big mouth with a big Jew nose, and everything is Jew. Everything is defend the Jew. Fuck her. Fuck you, Laura Loomer, you cunt. Laura Loomer, you cunt. You cunt, Laura Loomer. Have a happy Sunday.